Hey guys, welcome back to the I Don't Even Know podcast. I'm Em. I hope you're doing well. Today, I'm here back for All American Season 7, Episode 3. We're finally getting somewhere this season. I feel like we finally entered football season, which is what I've been waiting for since Episode 1, because I think that's when the season really starts. Because yes, the show, it's drama, involves that, but the main thing obviously is football, and we've been seeing it a bit in the first 2 episodes, them practicing and getting ready for the season. But this is what I've been waiting for. I wanted to get to this point to see where things are headed, where the rivalries are gonna be, what's the dynamic of each team. Even though we kind of already saw it in the first 2 episodes, or mainly last episode with it being the first day of school, I was waiting for this specifically because I needed to see Khalil and what he brought to the team, and how he bonded with them, which I knew was going to be absolute shit. But that, and I feel not episode 3 necessarily, but it takes a few episodes to really figure out where we're going with any show, but I think with this one specifically, because even last season, and I think even the season before that, it took a little bit to actually figure out where we're going with storylines, and now we're getting there somewhere. I think because episode 1 was really to introduce this new generation, this new era of All American, introduce the new characters, what we're gonna do. And episode 2 was continuing that, introducing a few more and getting to know the ones that were introduced last episode. And then really, the big thing was to dedicate the gym to Billy and bring Olivia in and tell us she's pregnant. Those were the big things of the last 2 episodes. And there were some things that were being brought up that were gonna be upcoming storylines for the season, and there were a few things, but I think this was really the episode that I was waiting for, because I like to know where we're going. I like when shows get to a point that we're kind of seeing where they're heading for the season, because there were a couple things I didn't know what was gonna happen with, and where the storylines were heading, and we're finally figuring it out in a way. I'm still waiting for the Beverly and the Crenshaw game to really see it happen, because I do still think Khalil and KJ are going to have a big rivalry. They're not really touching on it right now. It was kind of just brought up in the first episode and not really in these 2. I think in a way it was in this, when KJ talked to Amina after she tried to kiss Khalil, and he felt bad for her, and you could tell she was hurting, and he was trying to make her feel better and did not do the best job. And I feel that is going to push them to a rivalry, and just the whole thing at the beginning. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out, because I feel they're going to do a love triangle, but it's hard to tell because KJ's at one school, and then Khalil and Amina are at the other. And with Spolivia, when they started it, they were all at one school, and then it switched, and then that whole situation. But it's harder to do that when they're at separate schools, and so that's why I'm not really sure how it's gonna go. Because at one point I thought, before the season even aired, we were seeing trailers, and I had a feeling about this potential love triangle. I thought KJ was on Crenshaw's team, and that would make more sense for the love triangle, I think, if they were at the same school, because then they would be at each other more. So I'm wondering where it's gonna go, if that was just one thing. And I think it's going to become a love triangle, but I don't know how they're going to put in Khalil and KJ's rivalry, if they will. You know what I mean? it's like hard for me to see it right now. I think it is also because we're so early on the season. I mean, we have 10 episodes left, which is kind of crazy that we only have 10. Like, I'm used to, or not anymore, but when I started watching like these kind of shows live and everything, we would get like 20 episodes. 16 at least, but like usually we would get 20 episodes. I'm used to that. So getting only 13 is weird for me. So like we still have a lot to go. We have a long way to kind of see where they're heading with this rivalry, but I don't know how they're gonna do it. You know, it's like, is it only gonna be on the field? Is it gonna be like, because right now we're seeing Khalil and Yassi's like rivalry, and I want to see after like Khalil like helping them win and helping them bring home the win, literally, and being a main reason for that, if Yassi will leave him the fuck alone. Because I like Khalil. I really do. Yassi's a piece of shit. Yassi is reminding me of Asher, and I don't like that. I thought that guy last episode at Beverly was going to be Asher, and then he kind of came around and was chill. I did not think Yassi. I was hoping the team would get along with Khalil, even though I kind of knew they weren't because of how they are to him and how they make fun of him and how Yassi was to him last episode before he was even on the team. Like, I knew it was going to be he's going to be a pain in the ass. But it's like, I don't care if you have issues. You're on a fucking team together. You want to win. You want to get somewhere. You want to make something of yourself. And obviously in a good way. Don't fucking go after your teammate if you want to fucking win. You're not going to win if you're fighting. You're not going to bond. Like, I know you're like, oh, Khalil, blah, blah, blah. No, Khalil is doing this, yes, for himself, but he wants the team to win. And he was literally, like, telling you guys what to do. And, like, he was trying to be supportive. And even, like, when they came back and they were fighting during halftime because they were losing, and Khalil blamed Yassi, which, like, okay, as a whole, it's like the whole team's fault, kind of. But as a quarterback, like Cassius said to KJ, as a quarterback, you take the wins and you take the losses. You take the blame for those. You know? So, because Yassi is the quarterback, it kind of is on him. Like, yes, it's on everyone. Like, not everyone was doing a pretty shitty job, but as quarterback, you take the blame. You take it. So, was he wrong? Not necessarily. And Yassi did not have to go after him like that. Like, I know he thinks Jordan just put him on the team for that. Like, Khalil, he knows what he's doing. He proved to everyone that he knew what he was doing. He wasn't even being a bitch. He was just sitting on the sidelines annoyed because he was mad. He knew that Bobby did not want him on the team. Like, Bobby literally only wanted him here, or agreed to let Jordan get him on the team because he needed an extra body in practice. He was never going to let him suit up. Like, even though Jordan believed in him, obviously, he didn't believe in himself because no one else did. And then, like, that's probably why he went after Jordan. I mean, yes, was that the best thing? No. Like, yeah, he probably shouldn't have done that. But especially because Jordan's the only person who, like, literally believes in him, and besides Mina. And he was the only person giving him a chance. I don't think it was good he went after him like that. But I get it. He's pissed off. Everyone's going after him. No one believes he can do this. No one believes he can make something out of himself. It's like, no one thinks he's good enough. And like he said, when Jordan was getting him a jersey, and he said, can I be number 0 because I can only go up from here. And like, he's trying so hard, and you can tell, like, the beginning of the episode, how it started of him at the gym working out, like trying to train and get back to like the player he used to be, but even better because he's older, to like after the game, after they lost, or no, actually after they won, him like training even more and like actually trying to bond with the team. Like what Amina said during the break of, first of all, like him going off of Jordan wasn't okay because that was the only guy that believed him 100%. But her saying like you need to like just bond with them, like you need to, like, you know what you're doing, you just need to like give it a chance, they'll come around eventually, like just have to. And like I'm happy she called him out for his bullshit because he's actually bonding with the team now. I don't know where he's going with Yasi. I guess we'll see next episode. But he seemed to be having a great time. Like the way he was getting into it on the sideline with everyone. He was happy. He was like telling people what to do. He helped them make a great play. And then Jordan actually let him out there. And here's the thing. I don't like that the coaches, like him and Bobby, are going at each other. Because, I mean, like I said with the dynamic of the team, like the players need to get along. The coaches do too. I mean, I think it's even worse for the coaches to not get along because then they're going to be fighting and not going to be like training and helping the team and coaching them like they're supposed to. So like that pissed me off, especially because Bobby does not give a shit about Jordan. He only got the job, or they're claiming he only got the job because of his dad and his last name. And Bobby literally asked him to coach. Like Bobby asked him and wanted him here, and then he's treating him like this. He doesn't believe in him. He just thinks he doesn't know what he's doing. He's only here because he's Billy's son. Like, bitch, you fucking asked for him. And then he's trying to, like, help the team and get them a win because you guys are losing. It's like we're halfway through. They're getting crushed. Jordan has an idea. You should at least listen to him. Like, whatever the fuck you're doing is going horrible. At least give him a fucking chance. And he proved it. Proved to him. And, like, I'm happy that Jordan didn't listen to Bobby when he said no and put Yasi out there because they won because of him. Like, if he didn't make that play and, like, change shit around, it wouldn't have worked. And so the fact that after the game, Bobby went after this man is crazy. It's like he literally helped you. And then him going on about, it's like, oh, you're just like your dad and how you just care about the win, not like or the win makes up for everything. We're not necessarily saying that. Like, yes, there are other aspects of it. Like, yes, the win doesn't like make everything all right, but you still want to win. Especially your first game, you want to put your team on the map. You want to say, we're here to stay. Like, obviously, Beverly, they have to prove themselves next week or whenever their next game is. Like, they need to prove themselves still, which we'll get into in a bit. But, like, Jordan did what was best for the team. They won because of what he did, or, like, part of the reason they won was so him putting Khalil. At least what Bobby could do is give him some respect as a coach. Like, you obviously asked for him here, for him to coach with you, not just because he's Billy's son. It's because he's a good player. He holds a good amount of the titles, or like the records, at Beverly. He could have made it into the, I almost said NBA. He could have made it into the NFL, but he got injured, so he couldn't. It's like he knows what he's doing. He knows the game. He grew up with it. He's played it. He's incredible. Give him a fucking chance. Like, yes, he's young. Yes, he started kind of just as their friends and wanted the team to like him. Now he's finding his footing. And all I want this season is for this man to prove him wrong. And yeah, now that they're talking about it, or like how he was talking to Layla at the end of the episode about how Bobby might be Billy's half brother and maybe it's like something deeper, a rivalry, or like they had issues because they knew each other. That could be. I still think it's Cassius for some reason. Like, it being Bobby would make sense why he's being such a pain in the ass to him. But also, it could literally just be that Jordan is young and he's a baker, or some shit, or he has something against them. I don't know. I still think it's Cassius, and I don't know why. It's just something's off. And I feel like maybe now that they're finally bringing the storyline back up, and I said last week if they did not bring up the storyline and they dropped it, I was gonna be pissed off. I think now that they're bringing it back up again, they might be like having like us are gonna make us question, is it Cassius or is it Billy, or not Billy, Bobby? And like Bobby makes more sense. It's like because Billy and Bobby, they go together. Who knows? Sometimes parents like to name their kids kind of similar. I mean, who the hell knows? That maybe might not mean anything, but just the way Cassius acts around Jordan, there's something about that makes me think it's him. But then knowing my dumbass and how wrong I am about like theories, I'm most likely wrong. Like I'm 100% wrong, or most likely 100% wrong. Like we'll see in a couple weeks. But it's just something doesn't add up, and I don't think it's just because he's the Rivals coach and he doesn't really like how KJ admires him and looks up to him. Because yeah, I mean, you can tell KJ really likes Jordan and looks up to him, and I think Cassius doesn't want that because, I mean, that's the rival, like that's your rival's coach. Like, you don't want your one of your players, especially your child, to look up to someone like that, even though Jordan's a great guy and like he's fine and it's like nothing really bad. But I think it 100% could be the coaching dynamic and them being rivals, but something is just not adding up. Like, there's something. It's like, I think Jordan, like, I feel like if maybe Cassius met Bobby, it would be different because of like the way Bobby is. But Jordan's like a chill guy. He wouldn't do anything bad, like, and try to fuck things up for like the other team, and especially because he's a Beverly kid. Like, that's his team. He played with them all through high school. Like, even he said he's always a Beverly player at heart. It's like, I don't see what his problem is. And like, yeah, I think it's like Cassius is trying to put his name on the map because, of course, at Beverly you have Baker and you have James and you probably have Angel as well because Asher was good when he played. And then at Crenshaw you have, of course, Baker again and James. It's like he's trying to put himself on the map, but also put his son, especially because he's like in the top 25 quarterbacks in the country. Like, he's trying to put himself out there, make the team great again. And like, I get it because Beverly, like, the football team hasn't been winning and the cheerleaders have been winning, and so like now that's the big deal, and they're making the cheerleaders like what the football team used to be. They're getting all the money, they're getting all the support, and like they're just not doing as well. I get that he's pissed off and he's trying to like figure shit out, but that still doesn't make sense why he doesn't like Jordan. And I feel like maybe in a couple episodes they might touch on that, or like next episode when they're like trying to navigate this Bobby situation and figure out if Bobby is Billy's half brother, maybe they'll bring this up, because there's something's not adding up. There's something going there. And like, it 100% could be Bobby, and I kind of see that in a way, but then also, I don't know. It like the Cassius thing, it doesn't make sense to me why he doesn't like Jordan, but it could be all those things. And also, he's going through like a divorce, or technically they're not divorced, they're like separated, but he's going through that, like Newtown with his kid's going after him, blaming him for losing and everything, or for them losing the game. Like, yeah, I get he's going through it, but I don't know. It can't just be stress, and it can't just be like rivalry. Like, there's something. Because usually coaches, even like if they have rivalries, they're pretty not chill with the other coaches, but they're not like the way he's acting. They're not usually petty towards each other. At least I don't think. who the hell knows? I mean, I don't know much about football, but I don't think they're super petty. Usually it's just the players. I mean, we'll have to see. That's why I'm waiting for the Crenshaw and Beverly game, because I kind of thought it was this episode, but then I get why they didn't do it, because they're trying to build up to it and make us anticipate it. But like, I really want it, because I need to see like the dynamic of the coaches, the dynamic of the players together. Like, I need to see it all. And I'm pissed off we didn't get to see the Beverly game. Like, come on, are you kidding? Like, I thought we were gonna at least see a bit of it, because I mean, KJ's like the new Spencer. Like, that's what they're doing in a way. It's like Cassius being the new coach is such a big deal, and they're making it a big deal, but they're not fucking showing us. It's like, I was excited to see some of it. Like, do I care about football? No. But that's what I like about the show, because that's the heart of the show. I'm like, where the fuck? Like, I'm obviously thrilled we saw Crenshaw, because I was going to get annoyed if they didn't show either one of the games. But like, I want to see Beverly. I don't know, I'm pissed off. Like, what was the point? Like, I kind of wanted to see them lose. Like, because I wanted to see what was going on that field for KJ to go after everyone and blame everyone else. Because, like, what Cassius said and what I brought up earlier with, like, the quarterback takes losses and he takes the wins, which is 100% right. So I want to know what happened for them to lose, and then for KJ to not own up to it and, like, blame everyone else, saying, I was open, no one was protecting me, like, you didn't do this, and calling out his dad, being like, you didn't do your job, like, you're not doing anything. Like, no. It's like, maybe if we actually saw it, I would understand it a bit more, but we didn't even get to see it. So, like, come on. The point of the show is Crenshaw and Beverly. Football. Show me Beverly. Like, it pissed me off. Like, I feel like they showed us Crenshaw because, of course, they had to show us some football. And also because it's, like, Jordan. And, like, the whole thing with Khalil. But they've been building up KJ's first game and him playing at a new school with, like, new people and not having, like, a really strong bond with everyone. And him missing his old team and, like, looking back at them winning. Like, because they did all that build-up, we should have seen the game. Like, he went through the whole episode missing, like, what his old school was like, with the spirit, everyone cheering him on, and then we didn't even get to see it. Also, him being upset that, like, no one was there for him, being like he was alone, no one was cheering. Like, you had the fans. Like, people were cheering you on. You're just, like, you just need to be in the moment. You need to figure out you're not in Oakland anymore. It's a new team. It's a new place. You're still figuring it out. You're still figuring out how to have, not even chemistry, I don't even know the right word for it, but, like, to have a good thing with your team. Like what Tori said, saying, like, the cheerleaders, they could be other places. Like, they didn't want, like, the principal or whoever didn't want the cheerleaders to be there. They wanted them to do their own thing because they're champions and they're winning, and Beverly is, or the Eagles aren't. They wanted them other places, but they were there to support the team. And even Tori, who can't cheer with them, like, technically, she was on the sidelines in her uniform, still, like, cheering. Like, she can't do the dances, she can't do the actual cheers, but she was still cheering on for everyone. And it was, like, pissing me off because he sounded ungrateful. And, like, I get he's going through it. It's a new place. It's stressful. But it's not all about him. And that's why I'm happy he came around at the end and apologized to the team and took the blame and said, like, he wants to, like, figure this out and work hard, and then apologized to his dad, saying it's not his fault. It was me. It was, like, all of us. We're all to blame. I'm like, thank you. Because I want to like him. And I do. It's just when he was doing that, it was pissing me off. Because I'm not saying the whole thing was his fault, but he does need to take some type of ownership for it and not blame everyone else and go off at everyone else. Like, I'm happy Tori called him out. Like, I'm happy. Like, she did what she had to do. Like, I really do like her. Do I want them together, even though I know they're gonna get together? I don't know. I'm still rooting for KJ and Amina. I feel like it's gonna happen sooner than we think now because of the Khalil situation with her. And like, here's the thing, I don't hate Khalil and Amina. I just see them more as a friendship, especially because she likes him so much more than he likes her, and I feel really, really bad. I thought maybe they were gonna go somewhere, and I still think they will eventually, but after her trying to kiss him and him like pushing away and her like realizing like, oh shit, I think that's gonna make them not happen, or at least for right now. And I feel bad for her. And like, I like Khalil, I really do, and I think he's just kind of trying to figure shit out right now. He doesn't want anything distracting him, but I like feel bad for her because like she was crying, and then Khalil coming around and saying like, oh, like he doesn't deserve you, or whatever the fuck he says. I don't even remember what he actually said, but like I literally don't remember what the fuck he actually said. But like, gosh, what the fuck am I talking about now? I'm sorry, I'm like really tired. It's like, him saying like, okay, here's the thing. KJ, I get it. He was like trying to be nice to her after like, because he saw what happened. Amina's crying, she's upset. Like she likes him, he didn't like her. Here's the thing, I actually do think Khalil likes her, but he doesn't know yet, or he doesn't know how to handle it. But KJ saying that wasn't great because it's none of his business. It really isn't. Like, I get it, he's trying to be nice, but it really is none of his business. Like, none. Like, it doesn't involve him. Like, yes, you're her friend, you're trying to be supportive, she's been there for you, and you're trying to be there for her. Like, you literally called her, like, at school because you were upset. Or, like, she called you, I'm pretty sure, because you were up to check in on you and see how you're doing. And you talked to her, and she gave you advice and was supportive. And I get you were trying to do it the same to her, but you just didn't do it in the best fucking way. Like, there were other ways to go around that. And there were other ways to say that. And that just wasn't the right way. And like, I want to see where they're gonna go with Amina and Khalil, because I think they are gonna make them a thing, or at least they're going to, like, Khalil's going to realize he has feelings for her at some point. I feel like they're gonna have to do that, because then it's gonna piss me off if they don't, even though I don't want them together. It's just, I mean, maybe this is a storyline for her of her liking someone, or like more than he likes her, or her having a crush on a friend, he doesn't reciprocate the feelings, but I feel like he does. I feel like he likes her, he just doesn't want to mess things up with her, or he's just trying to figure out his life right now because he's trying to be a better guy. I think it's like all of that. So I hope it gets brought up next episode, because I think he does like her. I do, but I think it's like he's trying to make better decisions. He doesn't want to fuck anything up. And I also think it might be because of Dion and how he told Dion that he would look out for her, and like dating her and kissing her is like not necessarily what he meant. So he's like trying to make sure he doesn't do that. I don't know. I just don't want her going after someone who doesn't like her as much as she does. So that's why I'm like a bit worried about her. Especially because poor girl's going through it. Like, she's trying to prove to everyone that she's grown up, that she's not a little girl, and like she doesn't need everyone like following her around anymore, which I get. Like, Coop kind of being the parental figure, it's like it's kind of, I thought it was cute at first, like Coop just being there for her, but it is a lot. Like, I get that Preach is protective and worries about her and all that, but I mean, Amina had a fucking point. Coop was way too involved, like driving her to school, which that isn't that weird, but like she has her license, so she could drive herself. Like, I know my mom, she drove me to high school like literally every day, but that's because I didn't have my license, and let's be real, I still don't. But like, if I had my license, I would be, you know, driving myself. So I think like Coop, it's just it's a lot. Like, I don't think Coop needs to be like as involved, and I get like she worries about her and like Preach worries, but like she is, yeah, she's not a grown-up, obviously. She's still a teenager. She's 16, I think, maybe even like 17, I don't know. But well, like, I feel like she just needs to have time away, and that's why I'm happy by the end of it Coop came around and was like, okay, like I'll leave you alone until your dad gets here. I told him you'll be fine. It's because Amina had every right to go off at her like that and be like, I'm like, I don't need anyone watching me anymore. Like, I'm an adult, but like I'm not a child. Like, I'm sick of this. And I get it. Like, that's why I'm happy she has Layla, and Layla kind of talked to her, and I'm excited to see more of their relationship, because I was waiting, because I thought they would have a cute, like, kind of bond and like big sister, little sister kind of relationship, and I want to see more, especially after her like helping her get a job at Layla's, but also them talking to each other, and Amina like telling her that she doesn't like how Coop's always there watching Preach, doesn't like, not trust her, but like he's just kind of like overbearing, like really protective, and she doesn't want to be seen as a child anymore. And that was like her whole thing, even in episode 1. That's why she kissed KJ, even though she didn't even know the guy. It's because of that. She's trying to prove that she's not a child anymore, and she's like growing up. And I mean, Layla's telling her that she kind of went through the same thing, and she just like made everyone know, like made sure everyone knew who she was and like what she wanted. And but like she also didn't have a dad who was around. Like, her dad was a piece of shit at first. He was never around, and she kind of wishes she had someone who cared as much as Preach did. But then like she made everyone know who she was, and she stood up for herself, and like she showed everyone that she was not a child. And Amina doing that at the end of the episode and like calling out Coop, it's like she did what she had to do. Like, I don't blame her at all. And I felt bad because like when Coop was at the not restaurant club, whatever Layla's technically is, and she was watching Amina taking videos and like kind of just chilling while she was training, that was like a little much. Like, you need to go, because it was stressing her out. And like, even like when Layla went up to her and Coop was like, oh, first day jitters, blah blah blah, like, no, it's you're freaking her out, you're stressing her out. She wants to be alone, she wants to do this on her own, she wants to show everyone that she doesn't need like a babysitter all the fucking time, and you're there. And like, I'm confused why Coop is always there. Like, I know it's because of Preach, but I feel like Coop, or at least I would think Coop would be like, oh yeah, you don't really need a babysitter, and not be around, and be like, or tell Preach that, oh, she's fine, you know? And I get maybe it's different because she was around when she was younger-ish, when like she was like 7 in elementary school or whatever. But I don't know, it feels weird. And like the scene at the end when Coop and oh my gosh, why am I getting names wrong? Coop and Layla were talking, and Coop was like saying it's different. It was different this time because she brought up her mom, and like we never talk about it, which like I get. Like when she brought up her mom, I was kind of like, oh shit, like we have not done this in a while. But like I get it. Like what Layla said to Coop, it's understandable. Of course, she's 16. Like, she's a 16-year-old girl, like, dealing with high school relationships, all the kind of new shit you have to deal with and, like, figure out in life at that age. And she doesn't have her mom. And, like, yeah, she has her dad, but it's different. You don't want to talk about that kind of stuff. Like, I think if my mom, even though, like, let's be real, I didn't date, I didn't do a lot of shit in high school. I literally did my homework and called it. But, like, if I didn't have my mom then and now to talk about just random shit with, I don't know what the fuck I would do. Like, I'm so serious. I call my mom multiple times a day. Like, we talk multiple. Like, if we're not, like, on the phone with each other, like, we literally text while I'm in class. And, like, I literally complained to her about how much I hate it here on a daily basis. Like, I literally was texting her a couple hours ago when I was walking to class, and it's, like, it feels like -4 degrees out, apparently. And I was texting her, and I was like, I literally want to die. Like, I don't want to be, I'm, like, I'm so cold. It's, like, I text her about everything. And, like, I think about Amina, and, like, when I was watching it, I was like, I don't know what I would do. And, like, yeah, her mom died when she was young, and, like, she doesn't talk much about it, but, like, no matter what your parent did, because, of course, Amina knows that Preach had to shoot Mo to save Coop, which that's why I need to rewatch the show, because I actually don't remember. Did Coop actually shoot Mo? I want to say Coop did, but, like, I might be wrong. And, like, yeah, she wasn't a great person, and Amina knows that, but that doesn't change the fact that that is her mom. And, like Layla said, she's been in her shoes, like, losing a parent. Like, you want your mom there through it all, like, to be there and, like, comfort you and talk things through with. Like, that's not something you want to do with your dad. So it's like, I feel like maybe this season that's going to be a big thing with Amina, is her kind of trying to figure things out without her mom and missing her mom more because she doesn't have her to go through with, like, all of this shit going on. Which makes sense, and I think that would be a pretty interesting storyline for her, because I don't want her storyline to only be, like, them treating her as a child and dealing with 2 different boys that she likes and might like her. Like, I want something deeper, and if that's bringing in, like, her mom and, like, that aspect of it, and maybe her figuring out Coop actually shot her, if that is the case, I don't know. Please let me know. I need to go back and figure that out. And, like, if that's where we're going, I'm here for it. And I'm also here for maybe Layla being kind of that figure for her and not Coop, because I think Layla can relate to that, like, not having a mom around. Like, her mom died, and, like, obviously when she was young, and she didn't have her in high school, and it was a lot for her, and she wanted her there. She misses her all the time, like you do when you lose a parent. But I think Layla being kind of, not even a parental figure, but just being there for Amina would be really good, and I hope they kind of carry on with that relationship and, like, what we saw this episode, and with Amina maybe working at Layla's, they kind of keep bringing it in, because I think it would be good to have her kind of be there for her and be, like, a big sister instead of Coop. Because, yeah, Coop's gone through a lot, and she's had to deal with a lot, and she's closer with Amina and closer with Coop, but Layla's been where Amina is, and she knows what it's like to, like, go through your teenage years without a mom and, like, missing her and going through all, like, those first things that you want to talk about with your parent that you can't. So I think bringing that kind of relationship would be smart. I don't know if they're actually going to do that and continue. I mean, a girl can dream. I know I will be hoping they do that. It's just because, I don't know, I feel like it would be interesting to have, like, their kind of dynamic, because from what we saw, it was cute. And I like when these like characters have that kind of brother or sister, or, like, big sister, little sister, or, like, you know, like, relationship. Because, like, Jordan and Khalil, I'm really liking that right now, and how it's kind of like a Spencer and Billy type thing. Not necessarily like that right now, but, like, in a way it is. And how Jordan, it reminds me how Jordan talked about how he's never had a coach really be a mentor to him. You know, like, Spencer had Billy, and he had Kenny, and all that shit. And Jordan never really had that. Like, he had that one coach in season 6, but he was trying to sabotage everyone else. So, like, it didn't really count. But, like, Jordan never really had that, and he's giving that to Khalil, which I think is really nice, and I really like that. And I hope we get to see more of that. But also, I want them to kind of do that situation with Amina and Layla and have them have a good bond, and Layla just be there for her through this, because I think it would be beneficial to have her instead of Coop. Like, I get it, Coop's great, she's grown a lot, and they're closer, but I don't know. I'm like, as I'm thinking about this, I really want to know if Coop actually, I'm looking this up, because I want to know if Coop or like Preach actually shot Mo. Who shot Mo in All American? Okay, so it is. Oh, it was Preach. Okay, never mind. Because I thought maybe, I don't know why I didn't remember that. I like knew what happened. I just didn't remember if Coop actually shot her like right before she collapsed, or if Preach did. But because I thought maybe Coop did, I was hoping that would be a storyline, and like if Coop actually did, Amina finding that out and then like getting that and like doing that. I don't know. Well, okay, so she knows, but maybe like she'll ask about more of like what happened, because she only knows that part of Preach had to shoot Mo to save Coop's life. So maybe now that she's like going through this and missing her mom more, she's gonna ask more questions and they're gonna bring that back up, which would be interesting, because I don't want the dynamic for Coop and Amina to necessarily change, because I do like their relationship, and I like seeing Coop be a mentor after like everything she's done, and I've talked about this, I like seeing her grow, and I think it's interesting, and I like their relationship, but I would be here for some, not chaos, but like also I want something. Because like I don't want Coop's only storyline to really be law school, which it kind of isn't, but like it's Amina involved, but I want there to be something else with it. Like, do I want her to get caught up in stupid shit again? Not at all. Like, oh my gosh, I really hope that doesn't happen. But I want like some drama, you know? I want something. And I feel like it would be interesting. But like I don't know what the fuck is gonna happen with like anyone. Cause like I still think, even like as I'm talking about this and processing everything, I still think something's going on with Cassius and why he doesn't like Jordan. It's like, I still think that. And maybe Cassius isn't related to Billy but had some issue with Billy in the past and they had some confrontation. Who the hell knows? But like I think there's more to that. Obviously something's going on with Bobby, and it could be just the fact that Jordan's young and he doesn't trust him, doesn't think he's a good coach. 100% could be that, but I don't know. Like, there's so much that it could be with this, and I'm like trying to navigate it. Like, it's like, oh my gosh. Like, I don't fucking know, man. I'm trying to like think about like where shit's heading. But yeah, I said we're kind of finding our footing we kind of were this episode. We're getting somewhere, which we are. Like, we're bringing up Billy's half brother. We're like finally starting the football season. Yasi and Khalil's rivalry, KJ going off at people and like finally bonding. Him and Tori kind of forming a friendship. Amina and KJ friendship still going strong and developing. Oh my gosh, Khalil, these damn K names. Khalil and Amina friendship might be fucking ruined because of the kiss, which I really hope it's not. It's like we're kind of figuring shit out, but I don't know what else. You know, like I'm trying to figure out where Coop's storyline's going besides like Amina being worried about Amina. Because like with law school, it wasn't brought up this episode. like, all we know is she had a panic attack in front of her, what's the name? Or not even the name, her professor last episode. So maybe there's going to be something with that. I'm not sure. I heard, though, okay, here's the thing. I did see on Twitter that the girl who plays the professor is actually Breezy's girlfriend. So it has me thinking that they're actually going to have Coop have some sort of potential romance, even though she is with Patience still, or at least I think she is, which I'm here for drama, but like I want her and Patience to stay together because after everything we have had to go through with them. But you know, if they want to, here's the thing, as long as Coop doesn't do some stupid shit and go back to her old ways, I honestly don't care. Like, I just don't want her to do the stupid shit she used to. So that means bringing in a new love interest and causing chaos with Patience and her, sure, I'm fine. Like that's the only place that I see her storyline is her growing and like going to law school and just growing as a lawyer, and then potential romance with a professor, which kind of, I don't want them to go down that route, kind of, because it's not great to date your professor even if you're of age, but like I feel like they might do that. And then I'm trying to think of the only other storyline I'm trying to figure out is Layla's, because obviously she's gonna help like Jordan figure out, probably next episode or in the upcoming episode, she's gonna help him figure out who his Billy's step brother is. But other than that, I don't know, because they made that huge deal about her peaking in high school and all that and feeling like she has nothing left, and now she's just married, to the last episode her maybe being pregnant but then and saying she's not ready and then realizing she's not. And so like now I'm kind of like, where are we going from here with her? And like I want them to figure it out, because I don't see right now, like I see Jordala angst in the future most likely. I feel like this situation with the stepfather might make Jordan go a bit crazy and might cause some tension, because it can't be like smooth sailing from here. Like, yes, do I want it to be 100%, but it's obviously not. So like we'll probably get that in the future, but for now I want them like next episode to really like solidify where her storyline's going, because I don't want it to just be like her being the wife or her being Amina's mentor. Like, yes, I want her to be there for Amina, I want her to be like the big sister, but I don't want that to be her only storyline. And like she wasn't even in the promo for next week, so I don't know, because all I know next week is Khalil's dad's coming, which I think will be really interesting for his backstory and to kind of learn more, because we know the reason he didn't like football in the first place was because of his dad and how like his dad made him feel and how his dad acted. So I want to see like the dynamic. I want to see more of him, because I'm really intrigued by him and I really like him, and I feel like he's growing so much, and I feel like maybe getting closure from his dad and like hopefully standing up for his dad and proving his dad wrong with whatever his dad says will help him grow. And I just hope him and Yossi get along next episode and Yossi comes around, because he is a piece of shit. I'm literally going to end the episode here saying Yossi fucking sucks, and I hope he comes around next episode. So that's literally it. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you guys next week for episode 4.